Have you ever wondered what someone is really thinking? Imagine having the ability to read minds. How different would your conversations be? In this video, I'm going to share 3 powerful techniques that can help you effortlessly grasp what anyone is pondering, just like a wise Buddhist tale that reveals the secret to understanding the thoughts and feelings of those around you. Trust me, by the end of this video, you'll not only be able to read the room, but also form deeper connections with others. So stick around and let's unlock the mysteries of the mind together. Once upon a time, in a small village nestled between rolling hills, there lived 2 brothers. The elder brother was blind, a circumstance that confined him mostly to their home, while the younger brother worked diligently as a farmer. Despite their hard work, their farm faced a constant threat from animals that trampled through the fields, ruining their crops. The younger brother, troubled by this persistent problem, devised a plan. "Why not seek my brother's help?" he thought. "He may not see, but his other senses are keen." He decided to build a small hut in the fields where his blind brother could sit. "If you hear any sounds of animals," he explained, "just shout, and they will flee, saving our crops." The elder brother agreed and began his new role. Day after day he sat in the field, shouting whenever he heard the rustle of intruding animals. His keen sense of hearing kept their crops safe, and the brothers worked in harmony. One fateful day, a deer leapt into their field, breaking the fence as it bounded away. Shortly after, a king hunting the deer arrived, spotting the blind brother. "Have you seen a deer?" he inquired. The blind brother replied, "Your Majesty, I am blind. How could I possibly see a deer? However, I can assure you that the creature you pursue is not worth your time." Perplexed by the blind man's confidence, the king asked, "How can you know this?" With calm assurance, the elder brother said, "The animal that left my field is pregnant. I have never known a king to chase a pregnant doe. You are wasting your time." The king, astonished, felt compelled to verify this claim. He instructed his commander to capture the doe alive so that he could ascertain whether the blind man spoke the truth. When the commander returned, he confirmed the blind brother's assertion. The king, awestruck, decided to question the blind man further. "You seem wise and knowledgeable. Tell me, is my wife faithful to me?" The blind brother hesitated, recognizing the delicacy of the inquiry. "Your Majesty, why do such doubts trouble you after all these years? But if you insist, I will need a favor." "What is it?" the king asked, curiosity piqued. "I request to be left alone with your wife in a room," the blind man replied. Anger flashed across the king's face, yet he ultimately relented, driven by the desire for truth. Once alone with the queen, the blind brother expressed his intention to touch her. Enraged, she lashed out, beating him fiercely. After he escaped, he returned to the king. "Your Majesty," he began, "your wife is unfaithful." The king, furious, confronted the queen. "Is it true?" he demanded, sword drawn. "Kill me if you must," she replied defiantly, "but I am not faithful." The king was overjoyed at the truth revealed by the blind man. Intrigued, the king asked, "How did you know this?" "Your Majesty," the blind man explained, "when I proposed to touch your wife, her anger betrayed her. Instead of refusing, she reacted violently, revealing her true feelings. From that moment, I understood she could not be faithful." The king, impressed, requested one more revelation. "Am I truly my father's son, or is there more to my lineage?" The blind brother replied, "Your Majesty, why dwell on such things? Regardless of your parentage, you are king. Let it go." But the king pressed for an answer. "I promise not to be angry," he stated. "Very well," the blind man began. "You are indeed your father's son, but you also cast a shadow of a miserly merchant." Hastily, the king rushed to his mother, demanding the truth. "Am I my father's child?" "Son, you are your father's child," she confirmed, "but the shadow of a miserly merchant follows you." Returning to the blind brother, the king was elated. "How did you know?" "I have answered your questions truthfully, yet you have offered me no reward," the blind man replied. "A king who does not share his wealth reveals his stinginess." The king laughed heartily. "What wisdom you possess, but how do you discern the thoughts of others?" The blind brother replied, "Although I am blind, I perceive through action. The mind has its own language, expressed through body movements and behaviors. I observe closely, discerning thoughts through actions. Even without sight, I can gauge intentions." Encouraged, the king asked, "Can I learn to understand others' thoughts as well?" "Certainly, Your Majesty," the blind man affirmed, "but first you must master yourself, calm your mind, and bring your awareness to the present. Only then can you grasp the thoughts of others." 3 techniques to read minds. As the king listened intently, the blind brother shared 3 key techniques for understanding others. "The first technique," he began, "is to observe the eyes. Eyes may not speak, yet they reveal much. When engaged in conversation, look into the person's eyes. If they dart away or avoid eye contact, they may be hiding something or seeking an escape. Conversely, steady eye contact signifies honesty and interest. Consider how their pupils react. Dilated pupils suggest excitement or attraction, while constricted pupils may indicate discomfort. Even the whites of their eyes provide insight. Redness might signal fatigue or stress. By observing these details, you gain a deeper understanding of their inner world. The second technique involves interpreting facial expressions. The face is a canvas of emotions, often revealing what words do not. Notice the subtle shifts. A downward turned mouth may indicate sadness, while a genuine smile lights up the eyes and cheeks, indicating joy. Pay attention to furrowed brows. They suggest confusion or deep thought. A relaxed mouth indicates openness and comfort, while a tense mouth might signal disagreement. By honing your ability to read facial expressions, you can glean the unspoken feelings that dwell beneath the surface. The final technique is to observe body language. Our bodies convey messages that words sometimes cannot capture. When someone leans in during a conversation, it shows engagement and interest. Conversely, crossed arms may indicate defensiveness or discomfort. Watch for gestures. Open palms suggest honesty, while fidgeting can reveal anxiety. The way someone carries themselves, their posture, and even their proximity to you can provide clues about their emotional state. By attuning yourself to these nonverbal cues, you deepen your understanding of others. The blind brother concluded, "Your Majesty, understanding the thoughts and feelings of others is a skill you can develop. By focusing your mind, observing eyes, decoding facial expressions, and interpreting body language, you will gain insight into the hearts of those around you." Remember, the ability to read minds begins with awareness and intention. As you practice these techniques, you will foster empathy and build stronger connections, enriching your relationships and enhancing your leadership. The king, filled with gratitude and newfound wisdom, promised to apply these teachings in his life. And so, through the tale of the 2 brothers, we discover that understanding others is an art form, one that we can all master with patience and practice.